So you fucked around and
You
find out.
found
All right,
out.
I'm gonna wait till
Yes.
everybody's ready. Everybody's seated. Ready to get into it?
Um, it's
Seated and ready.
mine's
All
loading.
right.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You loading, bud?
Yeah, I'm loading.
You know
Did
it's
you
gotta
do
give you
it?
that little bit of like first
Did you
language,
do it
whatever.
right?
All right, I'm about to hit play.
I'm ready to press play when y'all are.
All right.
24 minutes.
3, 2, 1.
All right, that didn't need to be 24 minutes. I know that. But good production quality again.
Yeah,
So that was fun.
Yeah. I was just like, so is it a vampire flick? Like I was trying to figure out what the creature feature was. Pretty cool.
Fucking Scooby Doo.
The scariest thing in that was just the excessive waterboarding and the elder abuse.
Right.
But he did
Mike
kind of
Pence
favor Mike
getting
Pence to
high.
me.
Mike Pence getting high and turning into a pumpkin after midnight.
I was cracking up and he was like, "Don't you mean rubles?" She was like, "Damn."
Oh shit, I've been muted this whole time. Yeah, so he
Yeah.
had interdimensional dogman fucking doing his killing for him.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Oh,
Now,
he's yelling.
now M Shy is muted.
I said a lot too, dang.
Are we gonna pause or keep it going?
Let's keep it going.
All right.
Is everybody seated? Everybody good to go to the next one?
I'm at 24:18.
All right.
Well, let me fast forward then, I guess, to the next one.
Yeah, it'll automatically just trying to just zip it forward.
All right, I've paused on Norman or No Man.
No man.
Oh man. All right.
Scooby snacks.
Okay, now I'm paused. All right.
Okay.
So everybody good?
Good.
Somebody give me a countdown. Take it away.
3.
2
Two.
and 1.
Bada bing. All right, cool.
Everyone wanted to say 3. Everyone was scared to say 2.
Right.
That was good.
I like the atmosphere in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lighting and everything was dope.
Mm-hmm. Not
They
as
said no man. They didn't say no woman.
ah, not as good, not as good a dialogue, I'd say, but
No.
oh shit, the other one's
But
starting
fun.
right away.
Yeah, I paused mine.
I paused mine too. Okay. Y'all want to just jump into it?
That was the best acting
I'm down.
performance so far, though.
Oh yeah.
I like that
I
it
agree
had a
with
lot of movement through the house. I like how they play with
Yeah.
that.
For sure.
It's nice because the other ones have really been like single settings. I mean, this was single setting technically, but at least she went upstairs and downstairs and outside. So let me
that.
pause this thing.
There was even a scene where she was sitting in front of the computer and they took the shot from the webcam, they took the shot from a camera behind the computer, and they took a shot from above her. And like they cut the two of them. I was like, oh shit, they're really doing this.
Hell yeah.
I like the
that
dread
was dope.
building with the door. I like the slow pan across the pentagram. I like that they didn't say much about the rules that he broke, but every horror fan knows the rules that he broke because he broke the line of salt and he didn't say it the third time.
For
Whatever.
sure.
So yeah,
For
so
sure.
that was pretty
Right.
cool. Well, I have
Yeah.
it paused. Mhm.
Anything with like a ritual setting like that
Yes.
automatically gets me and Rickles.
Gets me going. Gets me going.
Yep.
Good times.
Fucking A.
All right. Everybody's
Rainbow Fright said start without her, so she won't be starting with us.
Okay. So everybody hydrated, ready to go?
Yep.
Which one is this? This one.
This is La Luz, the
Oh,
light.
okay, good. La luz.
3, 2, 1.
1.
Ooh. I think the acting in that one
That
was
that is some
good.
straight up
good.
Lovecraftian fucking
Production
Dagon.
value.
Yes.
Loved it.
Yeah, that's like Lovecraftian, and the fucking atmosphere in there is the
Yeah.
All of it.
music,
It-
the acting, like
It compressed
This-
so much.
This
in
is my
that
favorite
little
one
bit.
so
Yeah,
far.
same here.
absolutely,
Same here.
absolutely. This
Yeah,
should
that
be a
was
full
kicking
length.
butt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Back to the facial expressions too. That was insane.
Oh
Yeah,
I
man.
yeah.
absolutely.
Did you see how
I-
creepy she looked when they pan around in that circle shot? And she
Yep.
was she was smiling because she knew she'd left the thing. But that smile, I thought she was
I
possessed
like-
or something.
I
like
thought so
that you
too.
saw it. I like in the eye when you saw in her eye her father's face. Or
Yeah,
whoever's face. That was dope. And was because I'm watching this outside, so I will admit, like I kind of
yeah.
have
It was hard to see.
a little bit of a glare. But was that creature CGI or was there some practical in there?
It was both. It said better to watch in the dark, so I'm watching completely in the dark. It's dark outside. I've turned the lights on, lights off, and
Nice.
by the looks of it, it was CGI, and then it became practical.
I loved it though. I loved but
Oh,
like
yeah,
from
that
what I
was
saw
dope.
of it, fucking dope.
Yeah,
They-
I even like the
So
artwork
rad.
on the monster, like the thing embedded in
You're
the
watching
wall
it
was
wrong.
stuff of nightmares.
Oh,
Right, right.
Who's watching it wrong?
I'm just joking.
Ah,
Um, I
Hey
when I
Jay,
when I saw
just for some background, Jay. Just know that Travis and Jay, no, not you, Jay Hood podcast. I'm just letting him know that they're gonna be trolling each other this whole time. So just
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
don't take any
Jay-
alarm.
What's
Jason,
up, Jay?
hi
What
Jay.
up?
We agree that was probably the best one so far.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
mean,
was.
10 out of 10 for me. I was
Yep.
creeped the hell out. Like,
Yeah.
her
I
creepy
love the
smile
touch.
creeped me out the most.
I love the touch that they were dark. They had two shapes, one the actual creature and one kind of representing the darkness they exist in, the
Yes.
bottom of the
Yeah.
ocean.
That
That-
Anna Black or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, for sure.
Oh
And the,
man, it looks so
that-
good.
And just the look of it, man. Just like
That
all
pull
the
away shot at the
atmosphere.
end, the pull away at the end was just
I
fantastic.
I actually
Yeah.
I got a big smile when I saw the actual practical puppet.
Yeah.
I
Right.
cannot help but just love practical puppets and
Yes. 100%.
100.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that one was a strong one for me. I like that one and Flower Girls for two totally different reasons. But yeah, that
For
one
sure.
was really, really sharp. But I enjoyed the tunnel too for what it was. 'Cause,
The
like,
tunnel
Yeah.
was fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tunnel was fun. Yeah, but like I gotta give my
You
hats off
killed
to
me
this.
you killed me with that Mike Pence comment though. That dude did.
He did though. Like, that's the first thing. It was a cheekbone thing. I
No,
was
it's
like,
like
wow,
look
he
at
looks
this
like him.
vampire looking Mike Pence
He
guy.
just,
I
he
was
just
I was
he just
expecting a
needed-
fly to land on him or something.
he needed a yeah, exactly. I was gonna
Right.
say he just needed a fly in his hair and it would have been perfect.
I just knew they were keeping him in a dark room because he was secretly a vampire or something. But
That's what I was going with too. That's what I
yeah, it
was
was a
thinking.
little red herring in there. So we're ready to count down to the next one. I don't even know what the next one is. I'm terrible. Oh,
Yes,
Wicca
indeed.
Book is the next one.
All
Excited
right.
for Wicca Book. Everybody all set up?
I'm
Last
all
one.
ready to go.
I'm paused and waiting.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Wicca Book. Let's go.
Boom. I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's tense at the end.
Yes, it was.
yeah,
I like how they
I'm all
sort of,
finished up.
yeah, I like how they made it kind of seem like he did bash her head in for a second. I was like, did he bash her head in? But yeah.
Yeah, he didn't.
It was
He didn't.
bashed.
It didn't seem to have hands like that. I guess because she rocked him.
Yeah.
I just need to make a comment from the very first short that we watched at the early beginning when she was dragging the body.
hmm
I just thought to myself that she was thinking, "Oh man, these Tinder dates must stop ending like this."
You should put it on the wall. That's so ridiculous. Yeah, that's a rough one. I like that they just like never explain the guy's story. I think that
He was just the anonymous Tinder date. That's just my theory.
yeah, it's messed up. What I like that it plays on is that you can totally black out like at a certain amount of alcohol. So the guy was like, "Did I?" But he's like not sure, and they just leave it there. That was cool.
My
I like
That was kind of-
I like the
I like.
atmosphere.
Sorry, go ahead.
I like the atmosphere in this one.
yeah.
Same. It was fun.
There was the shot when she lit the cigarette and it went to her lamp. I thought was fantastic. I don't know if anyone noticed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
I
I
like
thought it
that
was
drone
really,
work.
really. She must have really supple uh, skin to get a black eye that fast.
It's all the witching stuff.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
Yeah, when a witch punches you, you just immediately
Instant
get a
black
black
eye. I
eye.
love it.
It's a Wicca eye, what it is.
The Wicca.
The cave scene got me thinking a bit of what's the Neil
Drag
Marshall
Me to
film
Hell.
from
Oh,
what?
I said
No,
Drag
no,
Me
Oh,
no.
to
the Neil
Hell.
Marshall, The Descent.
With the same.
Yes, The Descent.
Yeah, the
Oh
Got me
descent.
yeah, I
thinking a
like
bit
that
of
one.
that one.
But I got some Drag Me to Hell vibes from it too with that artwork. All that artwork in that book was sick.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
artwork was really cool.
it also reminded me of what is it, Death Note?
Oh
Just
yeah.
the art
Yeah,
in the book. The art in the book reminded me of Death Note.
Death
yeah,
Note is
that's
always
true.
gonna be
I
one of
can
my
see that.
favorite.
Do y'all remember those 30-minute songs I was telling y'all about?
Hmm.
Okay, check it. Having one right now. What kidding?
What
It
you
just
got,
rolled
Bo?
a thunderstorm just rolled in and fucked my shit all up, and now I'm having to hide. Look, I'm having to hide from everything.
Damn.
Yeesh.
Good. As long as you don't
Yeah.
have to put a shirt on, it's all good.
No,
That's right.
no,
That's
Wait,
y'all
right.
wait,
get
wait. What is
Sounds-
happening?
thunderstorm.
He's got storms.
Yeah.
Ah,
So I'm kind of.
Baton Rouge,
When,
man. Baton
what time
Rouge.
does the next film block start?
I don't even know. Looking at the thingamajigs. I'm not looking at the thingamajigs. Let's see. I have so many tabs open. My brain is fried.
Starts in an hour at
Okay, good.
6:30.
I
Hour.
got this should be over
6:30.
So
by
that means
then.
that
So
there's a
thank
game
God.
starting. Let me see
Yeah,
something.
the
Are we
game
playing bingo
started.
now?
The game started 15 minutes ago. We're actually running late for it, but just because of the way
Oh
that
no.
that
Oh,
happened just now. So I don't know if everyone wants to jump into it or like if we just wanted to hang out until
Which one is this? The bingo one?
Yeah, it started at 5:15, so about 10 minutes ago.
You guys wanna bingo? I
What
think
are we
this game is
playing?
pretty
It
flexible.
sounds
Here we
like
go.
we're at the old folks retirement. Like, you guys want to go to bingo now, guys?
where's my teeth?
But you know
if
that even
if
though
I
we like are late for the game, I like the little stop and watch format.
oh me too.
So,
If I get to retire to
Well,
a horror old folks home, that's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
while you elderly people are talking about bingo, I'm gonna go fetch myself some cornflakes.
There you go.
Speaking of the most random things ever said,
even if people are not in here, I think they can still access the bingo. Let me see something. Hate to jump you to the back. Let me see. I think it's
I ain't
this
gonna
one.
lie, I'm probably not gonna be jumping in it because I just got all this going on right now. So, but y'all
It's
can.
cool.
This isn't your nana's bingo. So you scan in if you want to get in there. Easy. I don't even know what's.
If
I
not,
guess
it's
these are the squares.
fun
Oh,
enough.
Train to Busan is on there. I love Train to Busan. It has a piece of my heart. I'm
Oh
forever
yeah, Train to Busan's awesome.
super sick.
This is kind
I
of like
haven't.
being in theater before the movie when it gives you the trivia. Like, you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock, definitely.
Only I think you're supposed to. This is like I don't know where you're supposed to fill in the square. I guess you can see from your end. This is like my back end, so I don't know where you. I guess you have to scan it to be able to fill in the squares.
Oh, I see.
Y'all,
Yeah, I put the link. The link I put in chat here will bring you to where you can do squares if you want. Or yeah, scan the thing.
y'all hear the rain and thunder, by the way?
I
No.
can't hear it. I just hear like the
Okay.
low hum of all my machinery and devices over here. Like rain.
I'm just making sure I didn't want to be fucking up the audio.
This old I feel like we could just make this in the trivia too. It runs automatically. So unorthodox.
Well, now
Crystal's
now
gonna
my
be like,
phone
that's
is
not how you're
charged.
supposed to run the bingo game. But I don't know that bingo was everyone's first pick to begin with. So it's all good.
No, because we're 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
I was just really enjoying that film. I was wanting to see what was going on with the cave. Wanted to
Oh,
see
for
if
sure. I still feel like Luz is the
Yeah.
winner for
Luz was
me.
strong. Yeah. I like a little bit. I like a lot of things about each one very like just differently. I like the crazy chaos of a random dude just eating people's cheeks off
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
in the
Devil
Devil
stew.
Stew. I like the whimsical sort of feminist a little bit tilt to Flower Girls. I thought it was fun. I like Data because like as they pointed out, like they really did a lot with nothing. It's just like you got a
Right.
building, got some lab coats, you got a movie. And it's pulled so much from that. And I like the dread building in it. Obviously Lelouch, that little girl's smile haunts me. That circle
Oh yeah.
pan shot when she was just like,
With the candle wax eyes. It's so dope.
yeah, that was cool. The tunnel was funny without trying to be funny. I don't know, just because the detective was like over the top, both of them.
I think they wrote that dialogue on purpose. I
I
think they were
think they were
trying to be funny.
trying, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they were trying to be both. Like
Yeah, I
not
definitely think there
too
was like
hard
a
into
dark
it,
humor
but
thing to it.
Mhm.
And I like my horror with a just a pinch of humor.
for
Yeah.
sure. For
Hold on,
sure.
a player earned bingo. Who earned bingo?
I did.
Ah, Jay is like, talk amongst yourselves, suckers.
Do I win something or what's going on?
There's a good diversity of these like in these films, and I'm enjoying so far what's been
Hell yeah.
curated
Yeah.
for this festival.
For sure.
And there's some good ones coming up. So
Oh, you've seen these?
no, just the name alone. I didn't
Oh,
watch them ahead of
Gotcha.
time. I wanted to be authentic, like just watch it with you
right here.
guys.
Right on.
Oh yeah. Let's
Thanks
get
for
in
putting this on
here.
and doing this thing for all of us.
Oh, it
Having
is 2% me and like 98% the heavy lifting.
well, no, but you and Frank have been here the whole time, like guiding us through everything. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, I would be lost without Frank because Frank is just like, okay, this is broke. Let me go look at this, and this. When I find out something is broken, I'm like, I just need a moment. I'll be right back, you guys. And I just go fall into a fetal position
Yeah.
and
Eats a
and send a
cookie.
frantic message, and then I come back like everything's.
I have
But I mean,
returned with the cornflakes.
you have returned with the cornflakes. I love cornflakes.
I think I'm gonna
Underrated
step away
I
for a
do.
minute also. How long
Yeah,
until the
take
next
some
block?
time.
A while.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you guys want to get some water, I might even go off camp and put the board back up because
Yeah,
I'm
you can put them
now
up to
you
the.
guys put so many great comments up, man. It's hard because y'all are funny on this wall. Y'all are too much on this
Robert
daggone
Ingram
wall.
and Silence of the Lambs.
Oh my gosh. Let me see what the next one is. Mm-mm. The Ties That Bind is the next one. It's coming in a whole hour.
They call him Frank Soma because he's about to knock you out, kid.
I think the fourth film block has the bulk in it. Like I don't know how long they all are. I guess I can look at it down here. But I think there's like 6 films in the last one. And then we get to do the award ceremony.
Yeah.
She wanted us to do a virtual step and repeat, but I didn't I wanted to do it too, but I did not have the energy for it. I
What
was
is
trying
that?
to figure everything out. It's like when you submit the picture and they can put you in front of the little step and repeat. But yeah, I've been up since 5 a.m. with just looking at links and laying out stuff. But this is fun. But you guys make it fun.
Having a
You
Look,
blast.
guys, yeah.
this is Swedish culture.
What is that?
It's a Dala hest valley horse from
Dala
Dalarna,
hest.
which is the region up north.
Oh,
It's a horse silhouette.
it is.
Oh, wait, I got it.
We're about
Wait,
to see you.
are we gonna have light? Oh, or just for the horse?
You think you can see me?
Shaun of
Hey,
the
I
Dead
got
was
the
so
award.
ridiculous.
No,
Oh,
no, not
snap.
the duck.
It's
The duck
national.
must
Someone said it's
survive.
National Dog Day, so this is Cujo. We should have said some stuff about Cujo. This is like the OG doggy horror film.
Look, I got the award.
What is that?
That is an fake Oscar bought at Madame Tussauds in Amsterdam.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Wait,
That's hilarious.
I think this thing could be the ultimate prize.
Is that one of those bear things? Those little honey bears?
No, this is a pig made by, I thought it was me, but it's apparently my sister. Made by my sister when she was like 10, 9.
My nana used to have these ceramic bears, and I thought they were creepy. I don't know. They were just
So I
like these
filled my bingo
cheerful
card. What's
little.
going on?
You say what?
My bingo card is all full.
I
Oh,
guess it's
yeah.
over. I don't know.
I got an
It's
axe.
automated, so I don't.
I got an axe as well.
Wow.
Oh, you should have lived with that. Do you know there's this show? Have you guys seen this show? It's a reality show. I think it's called Can It Kill or something like that. It's a show where all these master craftsmen build weapons and then they just test the weapons and whoever's
Oh
weapon is
yeah,
the
yeah.
most durable. Have you seen this show? It's kind of chippy. I think you can find it on YouTube. I don't know where it officially is, where it's housed, but it's actually quite interesting. Oh, the only thing to be afraid of in this horror movie themed game is not scoring a bingo. Oh, Rainbow Fright is third place with 60 points. Okay, listen, Tyrone is in well, that's a team, right? Yeah. And Professor Washington. Bam. Oh, wait, that's a big gap in points. How, Sway? That is crazy. How does Crystal have points? She wasn't even playing. Oh well.
How is DeRay in third and fifth place, putting me then in sixth place? That doesn't make any sense.
She's diversifying. She's diversified her portfolio to move
You're playing
her points around.
for devices. You're like hustling us.
Then multiplying.
Potatoes!
Well, I win. I
Snacks
got 12 bingoes.
incoming.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just really just cycling. I'm trying to find it. Stay away from summoning spells. So 12 minutes ago. I love that you changed your name to T-Boo on here. So ridiculous. Johnny R.I.P. Oh, I knew he was out of there the moment he left the room. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna eat it. He literally exists to eat it. But yeah, so those are my top. Lilus and
Potatoes.
potatoes. You know, in Arabic, potato is like batatan because there's no P. It's no P. It's just B. There's no P in the Arabic alphabet. I'm learning Arabic right now. So. Batatan. Paris is Beris because no P. Oh, my body.
The only word in Arabic I know, as far as I remember, is shaitan. And the reason I know it is
Horror movie.
is because we used to call my friend group in high school used to call store owner for that. It was our Kurdish friend that started calling him that.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
There's a
That's
there's a
terrible.
cool black metal band from Saudi Arabia called Al Namrud, and they're really rad. I believe their name translates to the non-believer.
Wow. I'm gonna check it out. What kind of music is it? You said metal?
Yeah, it's like a Norwegian black metal, but it's like all like Arabic sounding. It's really cool. There's like a bunch of like folk instruments and stuff going on.
Folk instrument metal. That does sound interesting. I'm down to I'm always, I don't know, I'm always down for some new music. I need to update my playlist. I haven't done much of anything this summer. I haven't even been to the beach this summer. So off topic. Do you know of any horror films set at the beach besides
The
Jaws and
Beach
stuff like
House.
that? The Beach House?
Yeah, it's super cosmic. It's dope.
Have you ever seen this one horror sci-fi? I think it's called The Comet or something like that, where it's about a dinner party that this group of friends is having in the midst of a celestial event. And like when they leave the house and come back in the house, it's like the universe has shifted and they're in a different reality. It's really trippy. I wish I could think of that. I think it's called The Comet.
Sounds dope.
Yeah, just being in the space with you guys, I'm like thinking about all these like films that I've seen and some stuff that I want to revisit. Gotta give it a
Well, I
double
highly recommend Beach House. I don't know if
Beach
it's
House.
Beach House or The Beach House, but really rad.
I said that because I don't remember ever seeing something that was set on the beach. Even Jaws is not really, isn't that on a pier or something? Like there's this really trippy one set at a bay. I think it's literally called the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so, have you seen that movie?
Yep.
Yeah, that was trippy. I actually enjoyed that. Those things like nesting in people. Because my like worst fear is that I go swimming in some
Oh,
lake
hell
and
yeah.
like something like crawl up your nether regions and like lay an egg or something.
Exactly. I can't deal with that. So that
Yeah,
one
my mom
definitely
says that's
affected me.
real. My mom says that is real.
That's
Wait, what is real?
horrifying.
So, being like something can infect you in like a lake or whatever. Like some parasite can get up in your nether regions and lay an
Yeah,
egg or
Like
there's a
something.
bunch of
Kangaroo fish.
yeah, there's a bunch of places in Southeast Asia where there are fish that will swim up and invade you and then lay eggs. Yep. It's a very small fish.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not. You know what? I'm never going swimming again. I have a shower. It's fine.
I love to swim, but I haven't been swimming in a minute.
Yeah, if you have a fear of being infected by something at the beach, definitely watch The Beach House because that will
Hell yeah.
it is cosmic
That'll
as hell. Like,
solidify it for me.
Oh yeah.
Increase my
You'll love
fear.
The
I don't
Beach
increase my
House.
fear.
well, and
Oh,
it's such a simple movie. I mean, and I don't mean simple in a bad way.
yeah.
For
It's
sure.
it's contextually it's really complicated, but the way it's filmed,
Is
it's
that the
it's
one with the girlfriend and the two kids? Is that what I'm
No,
thinking of? Like,
it's
what
a-
am I thinking?
it's a girlfriend, boyfriend,
picture
and
it better than me.
they go to the beach house and a couple of
Bump
dad's
into
friends.
an older.
Yep, bump
They
into an
bump into
older
two older
couple.
people. Yeah.
Yeah,
What am I
When did it
thinking?
come out? Like, where can I find it?
2019.
Oh, it's recent.
Speaking
All right.
speaking of horror movies.
Pre-apocalypse.
Speaking of
That is-
horror movies. Oh, who should go first?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Speaking of horror movies, I got to thinking of an Estonian horror movie from 1979. It was made during Soviet times, and it's like
That sounds dope.
it sounds like imagine like The Thing meets The Shining.
Oh, that does sound dope.
Speaking my language.
And it's I saw it for like 11 years ago. The only thing I remember, it's an elderly man that's like an evil spirit, I think, that is like capable of I don't know, moving his body forward extremely fast, and he does it across snow. So it's like this elderly possessed person like skiing without skis across the snow.
That is oddly, yeah, that's creepy. That's creepy. I'm
just
imagining it and it's creepy.
I just remember that, like this elderly person just. zoom.
Is that
I
movie?
just-
Is it Stalker that you're talking about? The movie Stalker? Because that sounds familiar.
No,
It's the first one that
Stalker.
came to mind. Maybe it's not Stalker.
no,
well,
this is it's an Estonian movie, 79. Probably has Estonian and Russian title.
Okay.
I love
Now
a
I am.
vintage. I love a vintage. Good vintage.
There's
Now I,
there's not a lot of movies from the Soviet era, but you have horror movies from the Soviet era, but you have some horror produced
I bet you
by
they're
still.
creepy as hell. Just
Vi is a
depends.
10 out of 10.
That era.
I love Vi.
What's Vi about?
It's a witch movie and it's like super fun and goofy. Like if you've ever seen the gif of the witch surfing on the coffin in midair, chasing a guy like a Russian monk, then that's Vi. It's the best.
That's so random. Yeah, I'm here for that. I'm here for all
Hmm.
those coffin surfing shenanigans.
There's another very recent. I think this is this year. Yeah, this year. I saw it in the cinema this year in Tallinn. Estonian movie. It's not a horror movie. It's a medieval murder mystery. But it has a lot of horror elements when it comes to the Inquisition involved.
mm,
So it has like scenes of people burning alive and like an inquisitor that looks like a mix of Derek Mears and that mutant in Hills Have Eyes, and a really good villain playing the Inquisitor. So it's not a horror movie, but it has horror elements, and I would recommend it.
Okay, I have a bit of news, and just to share this with you. This text starts with a crying emoji. So Crystal's had like a day, and I think I told you guys like to get to the cabin from where all the events are hosted. She has to take a ferry. Um, and she made a pit stop on the way to that theater from her house. You know, she lives out in Seattle, I guess. And long story short, she's not gonna do the award ceremony. She's gonna do it as its separate own thing. So there's that.
did she miss the ferry or what happened?
No, so there she says that for full transparency, let them know that from the cabin to the theater, I made a pit stop out of my house and I totally left the hard drive there.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, it's a long day. It's a long day. It's been a
Dang.
crazy week. I mean, it actually, I don't mind it as a separate thing.
Yeah, and
She's
she's been
probably just gonna
working
give
her
No.
ass off, so
everybody
you
who
know it's
bought, yeah, anybody who bought or won anything, they're just probably gonna get free passes and be able to like, it
Right.
might give us more time to deliberate actually
Right.
for
And
the
it's so
stuff.
late. It's so late. We've had such a long day. She's not gonna have the most captive crowd at 9:30 at night, I don't feel,
Yeah,
So,
I'm just gonna make myself available for whenever she wants to do it. I don't mind.
Yeah, and
After
it
just witnessing her put this together in this like, it seems like it's a big chunk of time, these little short few months, but these things take like a year to 18 months out to plan. So I think that for the time that she was able to pull everything together and get so many submissions, like she got so many submissions. Like look at our
yeah.
film blocks. That film blocks are above and beyond 10 out of 10. There hasn't been one that I haven't enjoyed so far. So
Yeah,
shout
like
out to
there's
Crystal.
been sorry for interrupting, but um there's been some really good not only has there been a good selection, but like some really high quality movies and foreign movies. Yeah, and for me it can't be too late. I can't be stumbling down at 8 in the morning when my parents are getting ready for work and they're like, what happened? Like, what happens in Seattle stays in Seattle, but it involves shirtless bayou men.
Oh man. I
shirtless
think
body
that
man. Oh my god.
I'm just excited for the next film block. I think I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break and maybe get some water because we've got a little bit of time. And please keep posting to the wall because it may, depending on what she said, I may have more time to deliberate for the winners for the wall. But I mean, this is why we run these things because so many things can, so many moving parts, so many things can go wrong. That really the heart and soul of the festival is like the people in the social space interacting, and that to me is invaluable.
Right?
And
I was thinking if we have some sort of like wrap up meeting with her, like the first suggestion I would have is like we need a longer official intro. That was what we liked the most, I feel like. And we were only scheduled for a half hour. We could have gone for an hour easy, you know?
Yeah, I think we accidentally did. And it's only because I blame Travis,
Part
because
of
Travis was just like, I'm here, I'm naked, let's go. And put a shirt on and get in the shower and like, and he got my energy high. And then everybody started to pile in and pop in and pop out. And we had, had an unfortunate snafu. I think that maybe everything just be hosted in CrowdPer or like in the same space. We have, I mean, but that's why, like, why you run it. You figure out like where the kinks are, and then maybe next year you go different platform, you go like more seamless, whatever. But everyone's been super patient. Um, Feedback is always going to be invaluable, so that's all good.
Just finished Lulu's. Yeah, that was that was spectacular. And to your point about there's some really, really well made films in this. You sort of never know what you're going to get, especially, for a first time festival. And I have been more than impressed so far.
Yeah. I mean, even though I've seen some genuinely good, like, creative stuff, and it's pretty clear, like, they genuinely spent their time and energy and creativity on those projects. I just can't get over two people just vibing in the woods, eating a human, and then toasting, and that's the end. Like, that stuck with me for some reason.
Well, and it's funny.
Oh no, I'm right there with you, bud.
Yeah.
That ending sticks.
Yeah, definitely. I thought the one that I would vibe the least with was the influencer, and mostly because of the lack of subtitles. At least on my end, I didn't have any subtitles.
Me neither.
But for some reason, I really, especially the end, I really loved the end of that. Just watching that fall was super impactful to me. I honestly, I thought anything titled The Influencer, I'm like, I'm probably not going to like this. But that was, once I'm able to see it in a different format where I can, because I can understand most of it, but a lot of it was happening so fast that, with the comments and things that I couldn't pick up all of it. But yeah, boy, that one was impressive to me.
What's especially impressive to me is that I barely understood what they were saying, but I still followed along.
Yes.
Like, that's no small feat.
No, it tells you it's a well-told story.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a movie last year called Pussy Cake. Have you seen Pussy Cake?
No.
Okay, the first time I saw it, I saw it without subtitles, without a full-length feature movie without subtitles, and I think I gave that one an 8 the first time I saw it. So, I mean, it's kind of in that same thing. It's if I just had a little bit more, just a tiniest bit more context. I mean, I got the context, but if I just got some of the little details, I think it would have been just spot on.
Like, it would be an interesting, like, experiment movie to just make a full-length feature, which like a really tiny language that like 3,000, 2,000 people on the earth might speak. And then the entire movie point is like you should follow along despite not understanding.
Well, like you said, it
Sanskrit horror movie.
Yeah. Well, it really is a feat if you can make a movie with no subtitles and you can still 95% of the time follow along. I think that really is impressive, like you said.
I really like the ending where she cuts off her face with the blade of a mirror, which is very poetic and tragic.
Well, and for my chair, her whole existence was quite tragic. So the end was particularly brutal to me. Just all that time and all that money, to get what? I mean, something that ultimately is intangible anyway.
That's true.
So I really liked that one. I wish I could go back and watch that again.
A fairly common theme, though.
I think it is. I think it is, and I think more and more people are. I mean, there's a full-length feature called Influencer. That is similar in feel. Different, obviously different overall story and ending. But I think more and more people are doing that. Movies like Deadstream kind of tackle that too. Deadstream obviously does it in a more comedic way.
Fantastic movie though.
Yes, absolutely, and it is
Deadstream's a
interesting.
10, boy.
Yeah, it's 10, boy.
It's a 10. Everything's a 10, boy.
Yeah, it's just it's interesting how as much as social media is so wrapped up in our day-to-day lives, there are some movie makers and a lot of horror movie makers sort of tackling it as it's almost becoming a new genre of horror in and of itself, just social media, a subset of I'm not even sure what category it would be a subset of, but it's becoming its own thing, and it's interesting.
I think
it's right. It's ripe for the picking too. So
Yes.
like most fitting would be psychological horror because technically it's all in your head, but you can do all things. Like the idea of social media as a concept is pretty horrifying in reality. And the idea of being like the idea that technically anybody can be famous technically now. You don't have to be Hollywood famous or anything like that, or politician famous, whatever. Like you can be out in a village in northern Sweden, run down all the village and be a famous influencer.
Well, and that's the crazy part, because for me, social media, it is the thing that connects everybody in the world. And this is just my take on it, so don't just take this with a grain of salt. But it's the thing that connects everybody in the world. But ultimately, I think it gives you the least back. Like, it doesn't give you anything tangible back.
It also disconnects you from those around you,
from the people that are, yeah. Now, admittedly, it is I will say that I have definitely made new friends, off of some of these social media platforms.
I mean, that's why we're sitting here.
Correct, exactly right. But as far as, like the real tangible day-to-day things, like the people that search for that, I think there's a couple people now calling it the social media high. Like it's not something that I get, so I don't care about the social media high. But there's so many people that do, and it's incredible the lengths that they'll go to keep it becomes almost like a drug, and the lengths that people will go to continue searching for that high is incredible to me.
But
yeah, I don't search for it, but I get a little bit of a, when someone likes your letterbox review or something, like anything, you get a little bit of a pang, like there's a little bit of excitement there, but you have to learn that there's nothing there really. It's not anything special. So
I think you're right. I think it's a little bit human nature to get a little bit of that buzz, but when your whole life becomes about that buzz, it's
exactly.
People need people almost need rehab. And there's actually a couple of horror movies, more low budget ones. I can't think of the name of one, but it was actually pretty good, where people were doing exactly that, going to a detox camp from social media. And it was just interesting how they frame it up in the movie, and they sort of still tiptoe around it like it's not quite as bad, but I think anybody paying attention sort of knows it.
It's sort of like social media is definitely partly responsible, or if not fully responsible, for getting me out in the world, like getting me out of this 600 people village, because it was like after I graduated high school, I was just like kind of stuck in this little village out in the middle of technically nowhere. Nothing happens. Like the place is gonna be the same in 50 years. People are gonna be older. That's it. And so like starting a horror movie account and connecting with people and everything, it definitely helped me to expand my mental view, and at 2 years after I created the account, I moved out to a bigger city, or a big city an hour south.
Well, I think ultimately you said it before. When it makes you a new friend, it's a great thing. But there are so many landmines and pitfalls to
Oh
avoid
yeah. Oh yeah.
that a lot of times it's, well, because I mean, so many people use it as a highway to hatred and to just spew vitriol and nonsense. And uh, trying to avoid those things is the thing that keeps me away the most. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about the world. We all have a view, and if you want to have an actual talking conversation, I'm happy to do that. I'm not gonna text message my views of the world to somebody and hope that they understand what I mean, because I don't think it's the right medium for it. People have to have a discussion, and if not face to face, at least like we're doing now, because if I say something and I inflect something with my voice, you're going to hear it. And I think it's what makes conversation whole. So I think that's maybe one of the biggest downfalls of social media, is that contextually conversation can, I can say 3 words and with no inflection and no context, it could mean 10 different things. And that's why I tend to just not say much in general.
And social media is definitely, it's in reality, it's cutting off human connection, and human connection is what we live on. Not only has it become a parasite on our dopamine receptors, but it's cutting off social media. Social media is cutting off human connection. And now when we're moving into AI, I am generally concerned for like the deepest things that we know keeps us alive. Like there's been psychological studies on what happens to a human brain when it gets derived of human connection, of social connection, and it basically starts dying. You slowly but steadily starts developing brain damage, as if the brain is dying.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Ricky said it. It's like, as connected as we are, people as a society have never been lonelier. And that's just, it makes me sad. But I mean, a lot of times, social media is a reason to not go outside and talk to people. So, gotta, at some point we're responsible for ourselves, right? And we have to, reach out and do what's best. But at the same time, I can see it, and it's, for a lot of people,
I
it's
don't want to go outside anyway.
Well, yeah, it's
Fucking
Are you
because
guys talking about influencer?
social media in general, I think, is what we're talking about, and how most of the conversation has been, we're all so connected, but as a society, by just about every measure, people are the loneliest they've ever been. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
It's all with social media, and then people don't have social skills.
exactly. Most people have
Yo, it's 104 right now outside,
oof.
but according to the fucking thing, it feels like 115.
Oh God. Did you
Oh
get your
my
air fixed, Rick?
Oh yeah, but yeah, it
Okay.
was
Oh,
fixed the
okay. I was like,
same
how are you
night.
surviving right now? That's crazy.
I'm worried about Travis being outside. Hopefully that boy went inside or something.
Yeah, you know him,
He
he's
was
running around
loaded.
in the backyard with an aluminum bat. You know him. So he likes to tempt fate.
But at the end of the day, also there's a historical documentary series I really like, and that is about different things from different time periods that killed people in horrific ways. And every time period had them. In Victorian England, there was a thing of bathtubs boiling you alive because they couldn't regulate the temperature, so people literally cooked themselves to death. And during the 50s, there were like these self-help. Interesting. In the 50s, there were these self-help programs, like, oh, you shouldn't hire anyone or help anyone shouldn't help you out. Instead, do it yourself. If you're a man, fix the roof yourself. If you're a woman, cook the meal yourself. What happened is that hundreds, if not thousands of men fell from rooftops, breaking their necks and dying. And women that were forced to cook more or less by these television programs poison entire families because they didn't know hygiene.
Oh. First I was like, that's a good wholesome message. Then I just pictured a guy falling off a roof because he didn't know any like safety or anything about like how to actually fix anything. So yeah, I feel
So
like go ahead.
in short, humanity is masters at making society deadly and awful.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Even though they start out with good intentions.
Yeah.
There was some
Wow,
there
this
was
is really took a nice downturn, huh?
I
Cheer up,
don't
Downturn
know.
is a
everybody.
fall from the roof.
I love a good dystopia. It's fine. It's fine. I need bring on the dystopia.
Well,
I've
I
been
always
reading a lot of like cli-fi lately, and one of my favorites is this woman. Her last name is her name is N.K. Jemisin, and she has this series where like the Earth just keeps earthquaking like crazy, and it causes all of these like after effects, like sulfur gets into the air and it chokes the crops, everything dies, and then that makes the people weird because people are growing up with it. And it's like all these seasons. It's really trippy. I love anything cli-fi, any like anything that's just like fire and brimstone. The earth is opening up all of its wrath. And I don't know why I like that stuff because now we're basically living in it. But I don't know. It's interesting to see that we wrote all these cautionary tales for ourselves and we just still just ignored them. And that's always interesting to be a part of.
One thing I always found interesting with social media, yeah, you always have these cautionary tales, but they act more like prophets. But one thing that I think really interesting is that Michael Crichton in the second Jurassic Park book, Dr. Goldblum in the book, he complains about how the internet, as it develops, will make everything the same. He mentioned specifically that Tokyo will just be another place with McDonald's like any town in America, and that the world with all its diversity will lose its specific character. Everything will be the same. That was his fear in the mid-90s. Now, what I think is interesting is that what we see is more like bubbles of very specific characters fighting each other.
Yeah. I mean, to speak to his point, we do lose a crazy amount of languages every year, like just dialects that die. They die out
Yeah.
with the people. When young people move away from indigenous pockets, like some remote little village in Italy or this place over here, where any place where they have no jobs and the young people have to go to like the metropolises in their area, they typically don't keep the language. So we lose so many dialects like every year. So in a way, there is a universalization
Happening to ours.
of language. Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening to ours. Most people my age can't speak Cajun French anymore. You know, it's
Really?
just the bottom line of it. Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
language is definitely it has to be practiced in the home. Even within my own home, my nieces and nephews are part Salvadorian, and so my oldest niece can speak it because she spoke it with her grandmother, but the younger ones they don't speak Spanish at all. So this is like, oh boy. But it's funny because they all say they understand it. So, which is like a level, just like one level down. I feel like if they really tried, they probably could. It's also so jarring that every time I travel, I'm just like, oh man, I'm not a polyglot, and even all the toddlers I meet are polyglots everywhere I go. So like, just go everywhere, and they speak English and that one other language. So I'm trying to pick up some little piddly conversational stuff in a few languages. I feel like if you have French, you're good in a lot of places. Um, French is actually useful in a lot of places. Ironically, it's the one language that I cannot speak well or do well with. But hey,
It's
okay.
it's really irritating when you go to Estonia and like all Estonians know 4 to 6 languages. And here I am only knowing 2 fluently and some Estonian. I'm like, hello, local
That
failure.
no, that's nothing. I went to me and my little sister went to South Africa, and I remember everyone we broke into, they were just like start speaking to us, and they're like, okay, not that, and then it would start in a different dialect, and they're like, not that, and then they speak in English. So we were like English, like, oh yeah, we speak that too. So they would have like, there's just all these dialects. And then you go to West Africa, it's like, forget about it. Ghanaians like, you speak Twi, you don't speak Twi, do you speak Yoruba? You don't speak Yoruba, do you speak this? So, and then when you go, you think you have a handle on Spanish, and then you'll go somewhere else where the Spanish is different. Like, I've been to Mexico and I've been to Costa Rica, and the Spanish is different in Costa Rica. But, speaking of Mexican horror, I'm getting into it. Getting into all like Latin horror.
Hell yeah.
La Luz is still hot in my mind. I'm like, that was darn good watching.
Oh yeah,
Some darn good
absolutely.
watching.
There was a movie a while back called Lose. I don't remember what year,
I didn't
what
see it,
country
but
it
I
was
saw the
from.
thing for it.
It's 2018 or 19. It premiered at the Fantastic Fest I went to, and it's about like a
It's a
girl tripping
possession
out.
movie, right?
Yeah, she's in a cab and she starts tripping, not tripping, but as she's being possessed, she just starts going crazy.
Is it a
It's really
short or it's a full length
it's
film?
full, like it's like an hour and a
Yeah,
half.
I remember it was on Shudder for a while, and I watched it, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot.
But I like this Lose better. La Luz.
La
I want to
Luz.
see a full length of it.
Good acting in it. Yeah, I
Oh
would
yeah,
watch a full length of it.
awesome.
I don't think you can't do much with a full length of it. It's
I
I don't know.
guess so. I guess it would
We
be
would have
hard to
to
expand
backload the
on that.
lore a little bit.
To expand on that story in particular, it would be hard. But I just want more of that setting and that style and that acting. That's I guess that's what I'm after.
You
Yeah,
could do it. You would have to stretch everything out. Like you would have to stretch out the conflict between the daughter and the dad,
Yeah.
like to a series of events that sort of like demonstrate that she thinks that he's just superstitious and it's nothing. Because in the film they say they only really get to find out about this thing once a year. So,
yeah.
but then I'm just like, oh no, once every 25 years. That's why she doesn't believe him. It would have been once in her lifetime. So for everyone older, like they know, but so anyone younger, they have never seen it. She would have never seen it in her lifetime.
I haven't seen, but
Seen the dark monster.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
She was like, no one's ever seen one. But yeah, I like the ending of it, the little haunting fade out.
That was Mexican, right? The
Was
fish
it? I
creature
think
movie.
so.
And look at Dagon.
By Stuart Gordon.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
Hell
Is that a
yeah,
short or
man.
that's a full length too?
It's a full length.
He might have been.
I think
Dagon. What's that about?
it's Spanish though. It's based on The Shadow over Innsmouth, the Lovecraft story. But
Oh,
it's
gotta love
like
that Lovecraft.
but it's named Dagon. So it's named after one of his other stories, but it's based on a completely different story. Modernized. It's good.
I swear, like this Lovecraft is so ubiquitous. He's like inescapable. His themes are just floating out there everywhere. What an interesting historical figure he was with an interesting
Wait,
upbringing.
no, you lost me. Sorry. Well, what historical figure is interesting?
Lovecraft, H.P.
No,
Lovecraft.
Lovecraft.
He was
Oh
sort
yeah,
of like
he's
a sheltered kid who wrote a lot of great stuff, but also had very narrow views of certain, very big imagination, very narrow real life.
Let's just say it. He was an asshole.
Yeah. There's that.
he was
Full on racist, unapologetic.
Yep. There was that too.
he was racist. He was
Oh, yeah.
racist to the he was racist to the point of people that nowadays would be considered severely racist. 40 was too much.
Yeah. So I mean, you have people saying, "Oh no, he was just cool. He was just that guy for his time." But him going above and beyond to name his cat something random is still just like that. That's weird to me. But hey,
Born in a mental institution, fittingly.
yeah, he
I'd say
had a
so.
history. Like there was his dad, I think,
a
went like
demented mind for
crazy.
sure.
Yeah, his dad. I think it was hereditary. His dad had like some type of mental break, and apparently it affected him from when he was young. So, like I said, very like narrow, kind of sheltered, narrow-minded
Oh yeah.
upbringing, but big imagination. So
He didn't understand
He
shit about
probably
life, but you know,
he probably
he
thought everything he was
he
writing was
understood being
nonfiction.
scared of stuff, I guess.
he said, Jason, he probably thought the stuff he was writing was nonfiction.
Probably.
To him, he was like, "What are you guys talking about? Fiction, fiction."
Like the big problem with people born in that time period is that psychology was, by today's standards, so underdeveloped. So like we can't have a real answer what he actually
Yeah,
suffered from.
what we can have
It
is
was before the time when you can blame everything on your mother. It was slightly before Freud. So
Freud
Mm.
was so weird. His stuff was weird. He even thought He even thought bare legs, like bare table legs beneath the table skirt, was like sexual. So, Freud
mhm.
was weird in his observations. But I'll tell you one thing: horror films centered around how awful people were treated in insane asylums can't get enough of it as a genre. Any horror in an insane asylum, the stuff they used to do to people, all those shock treatments and like craziness. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm sure every single one is haunted. Every single defunct insane asylum that was around in the early 20th century, not even
Speaking of
19th,
haunted
early
asylums, has
20th
anybody
century.
seen Ganjam, the
No.
South Korean found footage in a haunted asylum?
Oh my God, you had me at
It's
I love how Korea does horror. South
you got to
Korea does
see it.
horror.
You got to see it. Ganjam, Gonjiam.
All right.
Ganjam.
I had to skip on the last part about on the last piece of Lovecraft because I'm ordering
Oh no,
some
you didn't miss
general
anything.
so but yeah.
Same old, same old.
I like most of Lovecraft stories, but yeah, he was a fucking turd, so you know, there's that.
Yeah. But I
Speaking of
mean, look
mental
at us.
asylum, that
Us That's not even a whole century into the future, and we're already a smorgasbord of different
Right,
shapes,
right,
sizes, and colors,
yeah,
enjoying some good old horror.
right.
So,
yes, that
ah, suck it, Lovecraft. Like, no, I'm
something
kidding.
positive is happening in the world at least.
That's right.
Horror brings people together.
It
Amen, amen.
does. And like
It does.
historically, horror has always been very progressive. Like when you think about
I think
certain
there
first.
is something comforting about a tangible thing that you dread that you can identify instead of like the government effing with you behind your back.
That's so
Like,
funny that you say that. My girlfriend's son asked me the other day, he's like, Frank, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of spiders or heights? And he's 10. I go, I'm afraid of the government. He's like,
For sure.
"What?"
afraid of the IRS.
For sure.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
very
afraid of
American.
IRS and government oversight more than anything else. He didn't grasp it, but like,
For
Yeah, that's
sure.
about. He'll grasp it when he starts
some,
paying
some.
taxes. He'll get it.
He's
That's a
afraid of it
very
now.
American fear.
Wait till he actually understands it.
Well, that's what I love about kids, that I love that they don't understand stuff that they shouldn't understand. They're just like, why do people hate each other? Why do we kill each other? Like the kids, they don't get it. It's
Right.
good that they don't get it. Like it's great.
Too
There's
innocent to get it.
still
Hmm.
You
some
know what I mean?
la loose in them.
Right. Exactly.
Don't
Screw
look
all
at
those
them.
pronouns up.
Speaking of mental asylums, I have been doing family tree research, and I discovered that my great grandma's brother died in an insane asylum when he was 35.
Oh wow, that's really young.
Yeah, I have
Yeesh,
to
that's
look
so young.
look.
Great grandma's brother. That might have been about the age you died back then, 35. You know, what are we talking? 100 years ago?
Not that young. That's
1942.
young, right?
I know I'm messing around a little, but
Oh.
I mean, but it was like 40s, like 40s, early 50s. Like,
Yeah, people could
Like
totally
80
eat it
years ago,
then.
yeah.
They didn't even have dental hygiene back then.
uh,
People were eating it for stupid reasons. People
but
were
nice.
eating it for
So
typhoid and tuberculosis and stuff.
yeah, so he died at around 35, 42. Also, my great grandpa also died at 35 in 44. He was a Second World War
Oh yeah.
soldier, but he actually died from disease and not bullet.
Sure, that happened to a lot of people, honestly. It's sad.
They're gonna look back at this COVID time and say the same thing about us. Like it's a whole bunch of people just,
Americans died by a ton of bullets and COVID is what they're going to say.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
People are gonna go. I just realized this is recording, and like here I am talking about dead relatives and
Oh no,
No, it's
I'm
good.
telling you,
Keep it coming.
she's gonna edit out all the
racist,
junk. I've
crazy
definitely seen
people.
some.
Racist, crazy.
Right,
right.
We get
Right.
back to the drug dealing cat peddler. Like that
Hey,
was
It's
you
also
leave the drug
racist.
dealing cat peddlers alone.
Drug
Okay?
dealing cat peddler is the
We're
funniest
not putting
thing
them on
I've
the same
heard.
level as Lovecraft and his racism. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure that guy's racist as well.
I feel like I would like to have coffee with this drug peddling cat peddler.
Right? He sounds like an
Drug-
interesting fellow.
He does.
He would
like
just he would just preach the Bible to you.
Well, that's very not interesting.
he'd be
So,
triggered too because of my headscarf. He'd be like, "Come sit down. Got some verses for you." He'd be tweeting me all. What did he do? He said he texted him the Bible verses and then gave him the
But-
dandelion wine.
His love interest was a Muslim Somali. So I mean,
Of course it was because what the.
anyway, I thought of another story from the Swedish countryside of
hell
another
yeah.
alcoholic character this time, and this guy likes to go naked.
What?
But we all.
So anyway, like there's this stories of him just going out from the pool and him just taking off his swim trunks and just walking home naked.
Walking home naked.
Yes.
Did he have on shoes?
No.
Oh.
Anyway, one time he was out walking in just his boxers. And he decided, you know what? It's too hot for boxers. So he takes them off and slings them across his shoulder and just walks like that along the car road in the village. Up comes a German tourist. And she just stops in shock. He walks up to her and is like, "Oh, are you lost? I can show you the way."
Oh my! Thinking that she's looking crazy because she's lost, but she's really looking at it. He's just swanging wang all down the village town.
One time he backed his tractor into the school bus because he got the wrong gear.
Hey man, in our
Because he
in
was
our
mad
hometown a
about
while
it,
back,
or
He just
Oh
went out
my
to the school bus driver and
gosh.
like, I can take it on insurance.
there was a shootout in the town I grew up in a few years ago. Someone like stole a backhoe and ripped out an ATM from a bank, and the cops were chasing them on this backhoe, shooting at them, and they're shooting at the cops. It's crazy.
But isn't a backhoe like painfully slow?
Big slow forming equipment. Yes, yes, it is. That's why that's why this can only happen in Louisiana. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, we
possibly
had
Florida.
that here as well. Hang on.
What? People trying to steal those ATMs? People will always try to steal ATMs.
He got high and stole a backhoe and went for a joyride with it.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's more understandable. I can forgive that person.
Another
Regular Saturday
guy,
night.
another guy, he had an episode,
Another one.
walked up to the bus station, walked into a bus, ripped out the bus driver out of his seat and threw him on the ground and tried to steal the bus.
I don't know. Were there people on the bus?
Yes.
Okay, no. You ain't making me late for
He's
work.
like,
I'm
"You're all
fighting.
coming home with me, people."
I'm fighting.
He was the guy that my father beat down in a fight.
Your father beat someone up?
No, he worked as a security guard, and this guy, the bus stealing fellow that was a real menace in town, decided to try and pick a fight with him.
What was this guy's name? This menace.
I have no idea.
Damn.
He has to change the names to protect the innocent.
Right.
He's reading in these tellings, these retellings.
Some of these drug dealers have nicknames like the ball and the stomach.
The ball and the stomach.
I love it.
Please just make a podcast of all of these stories.
I think it's it's the. Sorry.
I'm saying you said the guy had a YouTube channel where he interviewed all the other drug dealers, right?
No, he just walks around and talks shit with them. Like in one episode, he like hates on socialized healthcare or something.
Oh, so he's not interviewing them, but they're talking.
Listen,
It's just-
I wish our gangsters were more concerned about healthcare. our American
Right.
gangsters.
Like he's been interviewed in the local newspaper. Anyway,
How is he so? How is he this public?
The ball, he's a former local social democratic politician turned drug lord because he realized that would make more money.
Amazing. Where do you live again? Say it one more time.
I live in Filipstads kommun, Sweden.
Sweden. All right. Got some
What is
gold.
the name of it? Put it in the chat. We're going. That's it.
Yeah, Sweden sounds
Let's all
wild,
take a.
bro.
We're taking a group
Okay,
trip.
I need to clarify that this region in Sweden where I live in is the poorest region in Sweden. It's a former industrial area that's almost dead by now.
Well, that's why they're having the most fun.
There
like no
have
one's
been,
watching this over here.
in the span of a decade, there's been 2 nationwide documentaries made about this place, made by big media companies. All of them has been about how awful this place is.
And yet it has better internet reception than Travis's house.
This is true.
Oh,
This
man.
is true.
Yeah,
The swamp net is real, man.
they
Bad.
they hooked up the entire county with the high-speed internet connection from a tax write-off from the richest family in Sweden.
There you go.
That's one way to do it.
Socialism
do
at
that
work.
here. They should definitely do that here. That's not gonna happen.
You got 3 minutes before the next film block. If y'all want to start.
Everybody ready? I'm hydrated.
Yeah,
I feel a lot better. I was like, I just needed water. I just went downstairs and like drank so much water because I drank too much coffee as usual. And Crystal wanted to let you guys know, like, take time to deliberate on the films. It's no big rush now because she's gonna do it in a separate bit. And like Frank said earlier, honestly, like it's a long festival day, so it might be better to have it just something else. And it will
For
obviously
sure.
just be like everybody will be like a free ticket and come hang out and see the awards. The awards.
Maybe we could get
Edible, man.
the maybe if we plan it well enough, and we'll talk to Crystal about this obviously, but we could get the filmmakers to show up.
That actually would
That'd
be
be super
really
cool.
nice.
That would be so
That would be
rad.
so cool.
That'd be an awesome way to
Yeah.
wrap it up with everyone and be like, hey, give them their feedback, and they could see who won.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And the social wall is saved on this back end, so they'll still have these comments. I'm sure they would get a hoot out of some of these things on the social wall. So, and then she told me to hold off on awarding for the social wall till she does this. I'm guessing she's not going to space it too far out. So everyone who participated, just look for an email saying, "Hey, if you want to pop in, it's cool. If you don't, I think it'll be fun though. I'm definitely planning on showing it back up, and I'm hoping that after this, everyone who was involved will take rest." Everyone who like did the in-person part of it, because it just sounds like so much heavy lifting, but it also sounds like a lot of fun. I would like to do it. I would like to go to the cabin one year and just see like.
I want to go next year.
Yeah,
I want to go
True.
next year for real, and I want to throw down hard at the after party.
See,
Uh-oh.
you're up to the shenanigans. What about you,
I
Rainbow Fright? Would you go to the in-person one?
Oh yeah, I'd be totally down to go. That'd be a lot of fun. Get a
Only if I
little
can wear my
cabin.
footy pajamas. It's the only condition. If I can wear my footy
Oh, you
pajamas, then
damn
I'm
straight
in
you
there.
can.
it's my dream now to party in the woods of the Pacific Northwest with shirtless biomen.
Hell yeah.
Shirtless Bayou Man.
I
It's a
mean,
very
was it ever a
specific niche
question?
dream, but there you go.
Was it
I
ever a
want to become the
question
next
though?
Florida man.
We got what, an hour and 40 minutes, eh? This next block?
Yeah, but the block is
It's a
starting at
long one.
58 seconds for the film
third
block
block.
3.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have a nice little chunk of a break after this one. This one is called The Ties That Bind.